done more.
Yes. Awesome. Well, we are live here with another edition of a showcase from the Global IMPACTOR cohort number 1. Mary Alice has endowed me with the privilege to moderate this particular segment, and I'm here with Mary from her school in Scotland. And soon we'll also have Jessica joining us from my school where I am, which is in the United States. Both of these women are amazing educators in the early childhood environment, and they're going to be telling the story about an elephant named Ellie, who then inspired an elephant named Mabel, and just hundreds of children along with that, making an amazing learning experience. And so we're just thankful for Mary Alice for making this stage for us through the Digicit Institute and the Global IMPACTOR cohort. We're going to open it up to Mary. And Mary, thank you again for being here. Why don't you give a quick intro of yourself, and then if you would, tell us about this elephant named Ellie, where it started, and how it's evolved in the last few years.
Okay, well, I'm a primary school teacher, and I teach mainly primary ones who are age 5 and 6, but have also taught all the way up to age 11 and 12. And I started off with this class toy, which was in my class, and the children used to take her home at the weekends and write in a diary at home as just a way of communicating with home and helping the children tell news. I've actually got a little suitcase here of one of the old ones that that she had from a few years ago. And as you can see, it was the parents would write in the diary what the children had been doing with Ellie over the weekend. And it was just a really nice way of helping the children to share their news, and for me getting to know them and everything like that. And then we were joined by a replacement Ellie here too. Who I think maybe about 2014 started with us. And then it came to my attention that a lot of the children in my class didn't have many aspirations for jobs and things. They didn't really know what kind of things were out there. So I thought, wouldn't it be great if we sent an elephant out on work experience? And so that's what we did. But the first work experience we got was so exciting that we needed to get another elephant for it, which was Blue Ellie, who I don't have here because Blue Ellie is currently in Somalia on an adventure. So Blue Ellie went off to Sierra Leone and Liberia to fight Ebola, and was actually with a doctor going into the tents and treating patients and tweeting from there photographs of what they were doing so the children could learn. And it all spiraled off from them. And now they've been all the way around the world, lots of different work experience, learning all sorts of things.
Wow. And so just to tie this back, so then we have pictures coming back to your children, and they are getting to live out that experience with Ellie and her friends wherever they happen to be in the world.
That's right. So what usually happens, for example, they've been to quite a few hospitals with nurses and doctors in different departments. So they will tweet photographs of Ellie, maybe with a stethoscope or with some equipment, or analysing some data, or in the staff room, and tweet about what they're doing. And in the class, the children will look at the photographs and we'll read with it, and we'll do a little bit more learning, and we'll ask them questions and they'll answer them. So the children are just learning about the world of work through watching Ellie and what she's doing. And they found it really inspiring.
Beautiful. Beautiful. And yes, inspiring for your children. But then, as we'll get to see in just a minute, your commitment to this this little adventure for Ellie and your learners in your class has been contagious to inspire a kindergarten class in Alabama in the United States through the Global IMPACTOR cohort. So it's gone even beyond your classroom. It's just now impacted other classrooms as well. So it's really beautiful. There are two phrases that come to mind here. One comes from the amazing organization of Beluga, where they want us to be able to learn about the world with the world. And what you're describing is that your children are getting to learn about the world with the world in a really special way. One other phrase and principle that Mary Alice, of course, is promoting here is to use tech for good. And so how have you seen this experience just empower kids to use tech for good, whether it's Twitter or whatever other social media platforms are being used with Ellie? How have you seen them appreciate technology and desire to leverage technology in some better ways?
Well, I think the first thing is the way they've been able to communicate with people all over the world. We've had a lot of meetings online with people from different places, and they've realised that tech can bring us closer, even when we can't visit places. I mean, one comment the children said a few years ago to me is that the interactive whiteboard in the classroom, one of them said, "Oh, it's like a window into the world because we look through it and we can see what's happening in the world." So that's really, really great. But then they've used their elephants for social action as well. We've done all sorts of fundraising projects as well, where they've used the elephants, because the elephants are a bit more famous than we are, to get attention on YouTube, making appeal videos, and all sorts of things like that.
Amazing. I asked you this earlier, but just out of, let's bring it up one more time. As kids have grown, I think you said you've been doing this since 2008, right? With the original Ellie. Mm-hmm. As kids have grown up, have you been able to follow them digitally to see how how you may have cultivated some of this and the fruit of that? Have you seen them exercise digital citizenship in a better way?
I have, yes, and because it has been quite a long time since I've been doing it, some of them are now old enough to actually be following us as well on social media and interact with us as well. But I've got children saying that they are aspiring to go to university and become doctors, and one of them was an optician and things, and they talked about how they first saw those jobs being played out by Ellie on the work experience. So it's been absolutely amazing to think that just something small like that could actually plant a seed in a young child's mind and make them want to go on and do something fantastic.
Amazing. Yes, that's incredibly inspiring. So here we are. Ms. Etheridge is joining us, and I saw Michael Drezick from Lakeshore in New York is joining us as well. So we've got 3 different time zones represented, 3 different schools, and Ms. Etheridge's school family. It's a kindergarten class. They were inspired by you, Mary. And so they chose a class pet to an elephant named Mabel. And Mabel has now been leaving the classroom on different adventures around our community as well, and taking pictures. And it's been quite amazing to see that project evolve to where our children are gaining a better appreciation for what our community has to offer locally. And we'll see where it goes from there. So I'm going to let Miss Etheridge and her class jump in here and share what they have done so far with Mabel, and what Mabel has shown them in the last few months.
Okay, thanks for having us today. Can you guys say hi? Hi! This is my school family. We have 20 learners in person every day, all day. So what they wanted to do is they wanted to share their perspective of this whole project. And so we've kind of split up in groups to kind of tell our story. So they're ready for questions. They're new to this, so we're going to try to do a little prompting and just let you guys see what we've learned in the process. Okay, are y'all ready? Yeah. Okay. All right. So first we have, who's that? Elena and Brittany. All right, Elena, can you tell us how this all started? What made us want to do this?
So Ellie traveled, so we wanted Mabel to.
Oh, we wanted Mabel to travel too. Okay, so what did we decide to do with Mabel, Brittany?
So if she wanted to go traveling, we had to get her used to it, so she came to our houses.
Okay, very good. So she came to our houses first, and then Elena, what did she do after while she was at your house? She didn't just see your house. What else did you guys do with her?
She learned about Pike Road.
She learned about places in Pike Road. Very good. And Brittany, what did we do when we brought Mabel back home? Mabel back to school.
We shared what she learned from Pike Road and all the other things. And how good and how much fun she had.
Nice.
Okay, so that's how it all started. All right, thank you, girls. All right, then we have Molly and Lucas to share what we did with Mabel next, because we wanted to learn a little more than just from our homes. All right, Molly, what did we decide Mabel needed to do after she visited our houses?
To go to town hall and meet Mayor Stone.
Meet Mayor Stone at town hall. Very good. Okay, and so what did we do, Lucas? How did we make that happen? What did we do?
We went on the field trip to town hall.
Okay, and what did we do with Mabel at town hall, Molly?
We wanted Mabel to meet Mayor Stone's helpers to help him run the town.
Help him run the town, right? So we had Mayor Stone. They stay there. And after we left town hall, where'd we go, Lucas? What else did we see in Pike Road while we were out?
We saw people's neighborhoods.
We saw the neighborhoods. Did we see anything else that we ended up adding to our map?
Grass.
Okay. What other things did we see in Pike Road? Brittany. What kind of places did we see? Publix. We have a new Publix. It's the talk of our school family for sure. Okay, so we saw lots of different places in Pike Road, didn't we? Very good. All right, thanks, guys. All right, Connor and John Gray and Allie. All right, John Gray, what did we do with this when we came back to school? After we learned everything, what did we decide to make?
We decided to make a map.
A map of what?
A map of all the stuff.
Of all the stuff we saw, right? Okay, so Connor, what did we decide we needed to put on our map? What kinds of things?
Roads, trees, or houses.
Roads and trees and houses. And the other, like eating places and the library and town hall, right? And San Marcos, yes. All right, and Allie, how did we do it all?
We worked together.
Okay, we worked together to build a map. Do you want to show them our map that we created? Okay. It's a little big. It's a lot of big. Okay, so it's a little big, but this is the idea. Okay, sit down now. So we have roads, and they each put places in our town, and then they created their own houses. Hey, Paul. They created their own houses on here, and they put the neighborhood signs and our school and our other parts of Pike Road. You did. You helped. All right, guys, set this right here. Thank you. We'll set it down from here.
Down to the ground.
It's okay. It just folds over. We'll pick it up. All right. Thanks, Reese. Okay, now Fiddling and Story, will you tell them what we're going to do with this map now that we've worked so hard on it? Where are we going to put the map?
In the hall.
Why do we want to put it in the hall?
So that everybody can see it.
We want to share with our everyone else in our school about what we found out, right? Okay, Fiddling, where else are we going to put this map?
So the people that follow it first, they can see it.
Right, we're going to put it on the computer so everyone out there can see. And what did we add to our map so people know about it, can learn more, Story?
A QR code.
We did QR codes, the learners, the pictures they took with Mabel at home, and then they told about what they did with Mabel, and we created a QR code to put on each of their houses for it. All right, thanks, guys. So that's kind of the story of what we did and where we're at.
Awesome. And did you mention those QR codes, Miss Etheridge?
Yes, that's what we did do. The learners, when they took Mabel, they took pictures of what they did with Mabel at home. So I put them in a little story, and then they told about what they did while they had Mabel. And so I put it in QR code, and they put it next to their house. They also talked about all of our things in Pike Road. So like Publix and Town Hall and Dollar General, they'll all have a QR code they're explaining more about what each of those things are.
Amazing.
Oh.
Miss Etheridge's family, this is incredible. You guys are amazing. And I guess I want to give a chance for Miss Mary, who started with Mabel in Scotland. How are you feeling right now, Miss Mary, seeing that your idea has spawned what you see happening now, and maybe do you have any other words of inspiration for Miss Etheridge's children there?
Well, I'm just so impressed with that map, to be honest with you. That was amazing. I mean, I've done something similar with maps where I am, but I was just looking at that thinking, wouldn't it be great if I got my class to make a map of our street that our school's on, and we could maybe show it to you sometime. That was so good. But I just think it's amazing. It's just so good to see that you're having fun with an elephant too, because over the years, the children I've taught have got so much pleasure out of taking the elephants home with them and writing about what they've been up to. And it's just great to see that spreading out and people doing it all over the world. So well done, everyone. And that was great presenting as well. Well done.
Fantastic. And Miss Etheridge and your family there, do you guys, kids, do you know what Twitter is? Do you know if I say that Mabel is tweeting out pictures of her adventures, what does that mean? Can someone tell us?
Raise your hand if you want to answer the question. Story, tell them what you think that means.
That she's doing a picture.
She's doing a picture? Okay, where's the picture going, do you think?
The Twitter.
To Twitter? Who can see Twitter?
Everybody that has it.
Everybody that has it. That's pretty cool, isn't it?
Hey, I see it.
And so Miss Etheridge's family, you guys are sharing a special story for the whole world about what you're learning and what Mabel is getting to do. So thank you for sharing that story with us. And we are so excited that you're getting to learn about your community through the adventures of Mabel. And just to really capture what's truly happened here, we have Miss Mary in Scotland who started with this idea with Ellie, and it transferred over to inspire Miss Etheridge's family, Miss Jessica Etheridge's family in Alabama in the United States. Michael Drezick pointed out that there is an eagle that travels to different places in New York. Boys and girls, listen, there's an eagle that travels just like Ellie and Mabel do. And that eagle flies around to help that class in New York learn about their community. So we are all getting to do this together, and who knows, maybe another class will be inspired to get a class pet that travels around their community as well, so they can learn about where they live and also learn how to use something like a platform like Twitter to tell a story. And this is a wonderful way to use technology, boys and girls, to tell a story, to share something that you're learning about. So way to use technology for a good reason, okay, and in a powerful way. That's really special. I guess I might ask the teachers here too, real quick. How do you fit this in? There's a lot to do every day that's expected of teachers, and as you see, managing a room full of children sometimes can be challenging. So I would like to let you all speak to that as well. How do you fit this in? How do you make this work with all the other expectations that educators have to maintain every day?
I think that because the elephant's in a class all the time, that the children have always got the elephant. We're just involving them in the learning that we're already doing and just integrating it that way. And I mean, I think that's just it. I mean, I think this everything that they do is in the curriculum. We want the children to learn about the world. We want them to learn about our area. We want them to learn about the world of work. So we just happen to have toys that help us do that.
Yep.
I would agree with that. We use Mabel all the time. She's embedded in our literacy program as well. So she's just a part of every day with us. And but then we take like special time on Fridays. We may dedicate just to project time. So it doesn't have to be every day to do something big like our map. Just a little time once a week. You can make it happen.
Awesome. Has the learning curve with technology been pretty steep as you integrate Ellie and Mabel into the Twitter world and into the QR code world and all of those things?
It has for me, yeah. We set up Ellie's Twitter account in 2013, and at the time, the classes just didn't have Twitter accounts, so it was just quite new, and we only had a few followers. But I would say in the last year, it's really accelerated. I think we've been forced to use more tech anyway, what with teaching remotely and things like that. But yeah, so we're using things like Bunsey and Wakelet,
right,
and YouTube, Flipgrid, all sorts of things. So yes.
Yeah, I would agree with that. We did coding, and so that kind of gave us a jumping off point for technology and what we needed to do. And so that helped because then they were kind of familiar with at least how to use an iPad and what to do. And then we're all on the learning curve. I learn with them what we need, what we're creating. So.
Yes. Oh man. Michael, thank you for contributing to this conversation as well. Awesome. And I just want to, I guess I want to give the kids the last word here. And if I can make a plug here, that if nothing else, we can see the power of inspiration of just doing something. Mary taking a step of faith back in 2008, which has inspired many other educators to do something similar and make a powerful learning experience for children using tech for good. So let's not sell kids short. They can handle this sort of experience. They can help us grow. And so I want to say, let's overestimate kids. This is what this looks like, to overestimate kids, because they're ready for something like this. They're ready to learn about technology. They have the capacity to manage a Twitter account. They have the capacity to take pictures and think beyond sometimes what we even as adults can imagine what learning could look like. So kids, I want to ask you a couple more questions before you have to go.
All right, listen.
And that is, what is next for Mabel? Where is Mabel going to go next in her adventures? Do you have any idea?
Raise your hand if you have an idea. What could we do next with Mabel? Where can Mabel go? What can she learn about? Oh, listen. Raise your hand if you have an answer. Faith, what do you think?
That she's gonna go to the president.
She's going to go to the president. That's a really big goal there, my friend. But it could happen, right? Carly, what do you think?
Tried.
Around the corner.
Oh, they believe she needs to visit the Publix. When we went on our bus tour, the Publix was being built and it was not completed yet. However, it has been the talk of our classroom since it was completed, and everybody has lots to say about it. And so they want Mabel to visit the Publix and give her opinion about that, because we're in a small town. So this is the first like big, I guess, establishment. It's the first grocery store here. Like there's not a lot of things here. So it's really piqued their interest. So we may learn about the grocery business and farm to table and that kind of thing with Mabel. So that has been an interest. And then the other thing that has been mentioned a lot is that Mabel really likes to go to San Marcos, which is the Mexican restaurant in town. So they believe she needs a trip to Mexico since it has become her favorite food. So they want to learn more, want her to learn more about Mexico.
Yep.
And that as well. Okay, put your hands down. Yes. Hold on just a second. Okay. We'll ask
Where else? Where else should Mabel go?
Shepherd, what do you think?
Africa.
Africa? That's a good choice.
I'm about to go to Africa.
You're going to go to Africa soon? Okay, so maybe Mabel could go learn. This is not good.
My cousin, my uncle Christian lives there.
He lives there. Okay, so maybe Mabel could visit your uncle there. Oh, that's a really good idea, Shepherd.
I think your uncle.
John Gray, what do you think?
I want to go to Disney World. When you go to Africa, because I'm getting all those tickets to go to Disney World.
Okay, go to Disney World. Oh, we also have a Disney World raffle right now, so they believe maybe Mabel will win the raffle to Disney World.
Mary,
Soon to what's going on.
let's listen. Let's listen to Miss Mary. Miss Mary, could you tell us a few more places where Ellie has gone, just to keep us thinking about big ideas as well?
Yep. Okay. Ellie's been to Afghanistan with the army. Who's been to Malawi, Zambia, Sierra Leone, Liberia, Gambia, lots of places in Africa. She's been all over Europe. She's been to the USA. She's been all over the place there. She's been to Australia, India, but she's not been to Mexico yet, though. So that's something else for us to think about.
Yeah. Nice. And as Miss Mary Alice, who's behind the scenes of this relationship and beautiful network, what if Mabel went to visit Ellie in Scotland? Or what if Ellie got on a plane and went to the United States to visit Mabel in Alabama?
What do you guys think about that?
That would be pretty cool, right? So boys and girls, you have a lot of great ideas. You have ideas of where Mabel could go that's right beside you, beside your house, in your backyard. But we also heard some great ideas about Mabel visiting places far away, just like Ellie. Maybe the elephant could go into, maybe your class pet could go into an airplane with a pilot, right? Maybe your elephant could go into a hospital with a doctor. There's so many ideas. So keep thinking about the big ideas that you have. Thank you for sharing your ideas. And one more question I have for the kids on the call, Miss Etheridge's family. What other animal class pets might you suggest that other kindergarten and first grade classes have, that they could do the same thing that you're doing, but maybe with a different animal? We've got an elephant. We have someone who does this with an eagle. So are there maybe some other animals that could do this as well? Share some ideas, because we want other classrooms to do the same thing as you guys are doing.
What do you think, Molly?
A hamster.
Hamster.
A hamster.
Hamster. Yes. What do you think, Elena?
A bunny.
Bunny.
Bunny could do this. Yep.
A what?
A squirrel.
A squirrel. Ooh, I like that.
Yes.
What do you think?
A cat.
A cat. Hey, Brittany? A bird. Okay. Billy?
A rattlesnake.
A rattlesnake. Oh man, that might be a little scary. Allie?
A monkey.
A monkey? Shepherd?
A dragon. A dragon snake.
A dragon snake. Eunice? Panda. Okay. John Gray? A bull. Okay. Lots of good ideas. Connor? A puppy. Okay.
Yes. Excellent. Fantastic.
I have a puppy.
All right, turn around, guys. Sit on your bottoms. Let's listen.
Boys and girls, those are some pretty fast animals. What would happen if you had a sloth? What would happen if you had a traveling sloth? Would he get very far?
You think it would go far and fast?
No. I have soft toys. My name's soft toys.
He might not make it out of your classroom at all. There. What do we have there, Miss Mary?
Look, guys.
This is a rainbow sloth.
Oh,
Look at that.
Michael Dresden, look at this. It's a rainbow sloth.
That's cool. What do you guys think of that?
That's amazing.
Guys, we should have a rainbow pet.
Maybe a rainbow pet?
I have a rainbow pet.
Sit up, John Gray.
I have a rainbow pet.
Okay, all right, let's listen. We're going to finish.
That's right. Thank you, Miss Etheridge and friends. Thank you for spending some time to share about the adventures of Mabel. And thank you, Miss Mary, for sharing the adventures of Ellie. And if nothing else, we just hope that other kids get to learn just like you guys are, learning about the world, using tech for good. And we just thank you for sharing about Scotland. Thank you for sharing Miss Etheridge's family about where you live in Alabama. And we look forward to seeing all of the other places that your class pets get to go. And we're going to learn with you on Twitter. And we hope to see where the next adventure takes Ellie and Mabel, and the eagle and all of the other class pets that come out of this amazing inspiration. So I'm going to wrap that up here for everyone joining this call. And let's give a party wave and a goodbye and a wish you well.
We have two questions before we go. Can we ask a question real quick?
Absolutely.
Elena, go ahead.
I need to tell because I have a rainbow sock too.
You have a rainbow sock too?
I have a rainbow sock that's a t-shirt.
Okay. All right, Allie, what did you want to ask?
Thanks.
Which one is Grandma Ellie?
She said, which one is Grandma Ellie? They wanted to know the difference between the elephants.
This is Granny Ellie. This is Granny here.
See that one?
She's quite floppy. And this is Ellie.
There's Ellie. See the difference?
Yeah, because the other one has lines.
It has lines on it. You're right. That's a good way to put it.
Where's the other elephant?
Which other elephant? The blue Ellie?
The blue elephant is in a different country right now called Somalia.
Oh,
Wow.
the blue Ellie is trapped.
I'm waiting for some tweets.
Who's the blue elephant?
Blue Ellie, yes. Okay.
Any other
That
questions?
was all of our questions.
Yeah.
What's the blue elephant's name? Blue elephant.
The blue elephant is called Blue Ellie.
Is there gonna be a rainbow Ellie maybe someday, Miss Mary? Will there be a rainbow?
Rainbow Ellie.
Who knows? Who knows? We've in the classroom we've got a Ellie ballerina at the moment wearing a tutu.
Ooh, nice. Nice. Miss Etheridge, does Mabel ever get an outfit or a costume to wear?
Oh, they have made Mabel a whole wardrobe. They made it themselves out of some fabric we had. They made her wardrobe and her bed. She has her own mask. Everything she needed to travel, they took care of before she went on her adventures.
Let's get Mabel a passport so she can
Yes.
travel, perhaps to Scotland one day soon.
Yes, that'd be great.
Once again, just want to thank everyone for being a part of this call, those of you watching now or later. And again, we just hope that you were inspired along with the entire Global Impactor cohort. Etheridge State Institute, thank you for hosting this call. And we will wrap up the call here so that Miss Etheridge's family can get back to their regular routine there. So thank you all. Thank you, Miss Etheridge's family.